Hello, ¿cómo están todos? Espero que estén todos bien. Today we will be going over a memory from the past, recounting a past event. It was requested by my good friend A, and he was there to witness it as well. You know, we could always recount back on our childhood and have a good laugh at this. For some of it was scary. For others, such as myself, I always found what others found scary and sometimes bad to be rather funny. What others find gross, I find to be neat. What some people find ugly or horrible or ugly, scary, I find beautiful. What some people find as holy and beautiful and sacred, I find as scary as a child. But anyways, let's move on forward. This was in the early 2000s. My friend and I used to go to this place. It's no longer around, so I'll say the name of it. It was called Center Academy. Now, Center Academy, they lied to many of our parents, and they said that this was a school that would be helpful for kids with learning disabilities, kids who English wasn't their first language, kids who had, a couple of problems, issues at home, and etc. And I had ADHD. I had always struggled a little bit with math, but everywhere else I excelled just in math. I did horrible in math. So my mother thought that it'd be a good idea to put me in there, only because her coworker put her 3 boys in there. But let me rephrase. She was her friend, my mother's single friend, my mother's friend that recommended I go to the school just because her boys went there. Well, that woman was a single mother with 3 different baby daddies whose boys were constantly in trouble with the law in that school. Obviously, that'd be a good place for them. An alternative school would obviously be a good place for them. Not for me. Anyways, yeah, fast forward, it's 6th grade. We go there. And the school's pretty small. They separated 6th grade to 8th grade. And on the next side, the next building is the high school side. So it's around lunchtime, and there's these two large, bull elephant seals that go to school with us. And these elephant seals, well, their names are Shaniqua and Charlie. And now I've always been a little bit bigger of a guy compared to the average person, a little bit taller, a little bit bigger. And still, Shaniqua and Charlie both towered over me. And Charlie, she was this big fat redneck chick, she looked like a South Park character, talked like one, and she was very perverted. At the time, I was a very goody two shoes, very Christian, very hush. I didn't curse, I didn't say nothing bad. My friend A would cuss a lot, I'd giggle about it, but I'd feel bad about hearing them cuss at times, But anyways, Charlie would cuss like a fucking grown-ass man, like a construction worker, and she was as perverted as one too. All she would talk about was sex and cursing and smoking weed. And then the other chick, Shaniqua, was this Haitian girl who had just gotten here from Haiti. She was big as hell too. She looked like a smaller version of Precious. And while she didn't curse as much, she was violent. One time, she was violent and very perverted. One time, she came up to my friend A and she told him she was going to shoot his brains out. And my friend A told a teacher, and this was the early 2000s, so you didn't really take it serious or nothing, and they didn't give a fuck like they would nowadays. And then what she used to do, look, this is why you should always be careful and not be too nice to people. So I was on medication, and I wouldn't get hungry because of my medication, so most of the time my food would just stay there and I'd give it away. And she was staring at, I had these, it was called Jimmy Dean, almost like a biscuit, egg, cheese, and bacon. I had 2 of those. I had my medication. I didn't want to eat it, so I didn't eat it. So she was staring at it, and she said, "Hey, you gonna eat that?" And I said, "No, you can have it." And that was a mistake I made because she became obsessed with me. She'd start following me around school, saying she wanted to have my baby, and what the fuck? I'm in 6th grade. That shit was freaking me out. And what she would do, she would get a ball, a beach ball, and put it under her shirt and say she was pregnant with my baby. And that shit would just freak me the fuck out, so bad. Me and A and our other friend Gib would all run away from her and shit like that. But anyways, fast forward. We can talk about this later. Me and the guys, we were sitting down. We were having lunch in the classroom at a big white table. And out of nowhere, like, you know, Shanique was in there like, stuffing her fucking face in. Big Charlie, she starts walking around talking shit to Shaniqua. Shaniqua ain't giving a fuck. She just eating, stuffing her face away. And out of nowhere, Charlie just swoops in, grabs her, starts pulling her hair, and they start fighting and smacking each other. And like, everybody clears the room. The closest description I can give this to is, so like, imagine two bull male elephant seals fighting. And they're fighting in the beach and like fighting over a female, and they're going all out and wanting to kill each other. That's how bloody this shit was. That's how violent this shit was. And all you see is like hair flying everywhere, Shaniqua's weave flying on the ground, people picking it up saying, oh my God, she's bald headed. And like a couple of the kids got scared. You know, these are two big ass bitches fighting. We're all in 6th grade, and no teacher came in. Yeah, not a single fucking teacher came in. That fight went on in the middle of the lunch, and you know, like in the room that we had lunch in our classroom. But the fight went on and rained on, and eventually Charlie won. Charlie beat Shaniqua, and Shaniqua went defeated into her corner, and like, you know, ate the rest of her. I think it was fucking Chef Boyardee, big can of Chef Boyardee. And Charlie just like, you know, like stomped around proudly while the other chicks came in there like celebrating her. And then like one of my friends said, oh my God, that was scary. I thought it was funny. I joked about it for a while. This little fucking annoying kid named John Cody Morgan was running around playing with Shaniqua's weave, putting it around his face, pretending it was a beard, and then stuffing it in his pants, saying it was pubic hair. Like, oh shit. Yeah, that got her mad as fuck too. That got her real fucking mad. But that was just a, you know, an old recount of a battle between elephant seals. Very, you know, educational, and we can talk about that school later. I can tell you more about both of those chicks if y'all want. Anyways, Chango out.